In this video, I show you newly important presidents in the history of the USA. George Washington was the first president of the United States, serving from 1789 to 1797. He played a crucial role in establishing the nation and set many presidential precedents. Washington guided the country through its early years and established important executive practices. In his farewell address, he warned against partisanship and excessive foreign alliances. Washington's leadership laid the foundation for American democracy and set a high standard for future presidents. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th president, served from 1861 to 1865. He led the Union through the American Civil War and preserved the country's unity. Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared slaves in Confederate states free. He pushed for the passage of the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery throughout the United States. Lincoln's leadership during this critical time shaped the modern American nation and solidified his place as one of the most revered presidents. Franklin D. Roosevelt was the 32nd president, serving from 1933 to 1945, longer than any other. He led the USA through the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt implemented the New Deal, a comprehensive program for economic recovery and reform. He directed American war efforts and helped establish the United Nations. FDR's presidency fundamentally changed the role of the federal government and left a lasting impact on American politics and society. Thomas Jefferson, the third president, served from 1801 to 1809. He was the primary author of the Declaration of Independence and a champion of democracy. Jefferson doubled the size of the USA through the Louisiana Purchase. He founded the University of Virginia and promoted education and scientific progress. Jefferson's philosophy of individual rights and limited government continues to influence American politics to this day. Theodore Roosevelt was the 26th president, serving from 1901 to 1909. He was known for his energetic personality and progressive reform zeal. Roosevelt championed conservation efforts and established many national parks. He regulated big businesses and advocated for consumer protection. In foreign policy, he pursued an active role, symbolized by his slogan, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." Roosevelt's presidency marked the beginning of the progressive era in American politics. Dwight D. Eisenhower, the 34th president, served from 1953 to 1961. As former Supreme Commander of Allied forces in World War II, he brought military experience to the office. Eisenhower ended the Korean War and navigated the USA through the early years of the Cold War. He initiated the interstate highway system and sent troops to enforce desegregation in Little Rock. Eisenhower's presidency was characterized by stability and economic growth. Ronald Reagan, the 40th president, served from 1981 to 1989. He implemented conservative economic policies known as Reaganomics. Reagan played a key role in ending the Cold War through his tough stance against the Soviet Union. He survived an assassination attempt and was admired for his optimism and communication skills. Reagan's presidency marked a significant shift in American politics towards conservatism and reshaped the Republican Party. Lyndon B. Johnson was the 36th president, serving from 1963 to 1969. He assumed office after John F. Kennedy's assassination. Johnson continued Kennedy's civil rights agenda and signed the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. He initiated the Great Society programs to combat poverty and inequality. However, Johnson's presidency was overshadowed by the increasingly unpopular Vietnam War, which ultimately led to his decision not to seek re-election. Woodrow Wilson, the 28th president, served from 1913 to 1921. He led the USA through World War I and was instrumental in establishing the League of Nations. Wilson advocated for progressive reforms, including the introduction of the income tax and the creation of the Federal Reserve. He supported women's suffrage, which was ratified during his tenure. Wilson's idealism and vision for international order shaped American foreign policy in the 20th century.